Hey guys, Paul here, the Impulsive Culinarian, and in this video I want to tell you about my Artsoppa, or Swedish pea soup recipe. So we're focusing on some authentic Swedish cuisine in these couple of weeks of videos that are coming out in the IC channel. And for the healthy recipe series, really wanted to add this Artsoppa, or Swedish pea soup recipe. And I'm using a couple of traditional things and a couple of shortcuts to sort of ease the process of making this delicious soup. And one of the shortcuts is to use, in French Canadian cuisine, we call it a Toupie ham, which is sort of like a smoked, almost cooked ham, as opposed to using a bone-in ham. Because a 1 1/4 pound bone-in ham, it's really hard to find. And that's the right amount for this recipe. I don't want to make huge gallons, vats of this pea soup. Something more manageable that you can still freeze and have some portions. So we're using a smoked ham as opposed to one with bone-in. And a couple of things that are sort of different than you'd expect from a North American recipe. So let's check it out. Delicious Swedish pea soup, anyone? Sure. Starting with 1½ cups of dried whole yellow peas, 4 shallots, which you're going to finely chop, as well as 1 large or 2 medium-sized celery stalks finely chopped, a tablespoon of fresh thyme, and 1 1/4 pounds of smoked ham. In Quebec, we call this a Toupie ham, but your butcher will know. Get a smoked ham, 1 1/4 pounds, should be good to go. 1/2 cup of dried yellow split peas, a 1/2 tablespoon of kosher salt, and a pinch of freshly ground black pepper, and you're good to go. Let's get cooking. So the first thing you want to do is soak these dried yellow whole peas overnight. So you basically put those into a large bowl and cover them with sufficient amount of water so that they're going to almost double in size. So you leave that overnight to soak. And of course, the next morning, you're going to see that they're nice and plump and ready to go. So you're going to drain those out. And I mean, they're not cooked yet, so they definitely need to stew, but they are definitely going to be flavorful. So set those aside until you need them. Next, I'd like to get a big stock pot, something that holds around 10 cups of liquid, and add a little bit of olive oil to the bottom of the pot over medium heat. Add in your shallots and your celery, as well as your fresh herbs, and stir that around. You want to keep an eye on it for 3 or 4 minutes at least until it gets nice and softened. That's when you want to add 8 cups of water. And to this stock, you're going to chop up your ham into whatever size that you prefer. I like the small bits. Add in the ham as well as your soaked peas. And while this is coming to a boil, you want to skim off any foam that happens to accumulate on the top. Once it's there, you want to let that simmer for 30 minutes. And once that's done, you're going to see the broth is still kind of clear. So 30 minutes has gone by. That's when you want to add your split peas. Now, these are basically going to dissolve, and they're going to add such a wonderful flavor and texture to the broth. And as you can see, after an additional 30 minutes of cooking in that pot, everything sort of changes color, right? And changes texture. And you can see that broth now, it's a gorgeous yellow, wholesome broth. So delicious. So the last step is to add your salt and pepper, season that, stir it around, and if you need to cover it and let it simmer for a little bit, you're good to go. Otherwise, get a bowl and serve up some healthy Artsoppa pea soup, Swedish style. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to hit that like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. 3 great videos coming out every single week. 1 based on international cuisine. 1 based on healthy recipes like the one that you're watching today. And a 3rd video based on allergen-friendly cooking for anyone that's looking to find out how to eat fantastic food when they're eating gluten-free or dairy-free. My name is Paul, the Impulsive Culinarian, and I'll catch you in the next video.